Yes, I'm still bouncing to it. This is a fine blend of hip-hop music and, of course, typical traditional northern music performed right in the studios by the man Kirani Ayat. And he was saying something in the end. He says, even with stitches on my foot, because he's going to explain where these new lyrics came from in the song. It wasn't in a song because he came here in crutches. So we're going to be asking exactly what the problem is, though.
Oh, man. I already buried him to an extent, so I want to hear the real story.
I like that.
Yeah.
So when he came to the studio, I mean, he was limping, he had crutches on, and then his hero was like, "Did you go biking?" He says, and Karen was like, "Those
motor accidents."
Motor accidents,
That's what he
right?"
said.
But tell us, I mean, well, you might want to explain that. I know the viewers didn't see that, but you came in crutches, and you said that at the end of the song, trying to be very, infused what you're going through now with your music. What happened?
Oh, I had an accident yesterday. So words are powerful. On Saturday, which was Saturday, we have this thing for our house on contraption be like that. So my grandmother kept telling my aunties and everyone, because everyone comes to our house for Salah for Eid. So she was like, "Hey, be careful of this thing to hurt the kids, because there's plenty children in the house." It didn't hurt anybody. Me, yesterday, I was supposed to move some stuff from her room to another room. And that's when the thing she was warning everybody, yesterday when me got me. So there was a big cut under my left foot.
Ouch.
And I bled a lot, to be honest. Before I got to the hospital, I was a bit faint. And Ghana was like, more money malt. I'm like, I don't know who come up with that malt gives blood thing. But yeah.
Listen, let me just cut you. Talking about malt.
Yeah.
So I don't get it that at hospitals they sell a lot of Lucozade and malt, and it's like it's a
marketing trick or something.
We need to find who even started that in the first
Probably the marketing manager at Malta.
I don't know.
The malt guy was like, "Let's tell them it gives blood."
And the Lucozade.
You can actually take malt and Lucozade any other day, anytime, but they sell these particular products at hospitals.
Yeah.
Oh, but sorry, you must have been in some pain.
Oh, very, very. I was upset too, because I was like, I had so much plan. The Ramadan was done. I'm about to start working out again fully. I had this interview this morning.
Yeah.
Actually, I have 2 interviews today. So I was looking forward to so many things. And then around 1 p.m. this thing happened. I was in the hospital for about 3 hours getting stitched up all of that. I even had to go back again last night because the stitches was coming apart.
You were working on it. That's why it came apart.
Yeah, so that's why I go back with and give me the crutches and things.
Sorry about that.
Like music, they are not going to cancel. I need to pull up regardless.
I like that. Thank you so much. But for they say that it could have been worse. So whatever God protected you from, it's what we are grateful for.
Yeah.
Just a cut, that's fine. It's fine. We'll deal with the cut. We'll take it. Kill a cut, lad. Kill a cut. Kill a cut, lad. Wow. You mind telling us what the song means? In fact, the first song you performed, that was
Najin.
Again?
Najin. Small Hausa lessons this morning.
Yeah.
That means I hear. Yeah. Najin. So I Jin.
Jin.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, where exactly have you heard?
I've heard that the elders, they mess up. The youngins, they mess up. the country, they mess up. And in our communities and in our intra-friendship relationship, we they mess up, So it was just me observing what's happening in and around me and putting it, artists. So making a song about it and shaming us for not doing the right thing and also employing us to do better, So that's what Najin is about. I talk about societal issues, fathers neglecting household, and they outside they mess up, children then wife they suffer, women just up and down, gossiping, no better thing, just but house no good, the youth too, we they mess up, they listen over Sabi, they worry, we feel we know everything, so it just talks about these issues and tell us that sit up, stand up. We need to do better. That's what. So I hear, and then I'll talk about what I hear, and then in the end, shame on you, do better. And then I hear, and then I'll talk about what I hear, and then shame on you, do better. So that's the inspiration behind the nudging.
Well, I like this, and I was actually envying the visuals that were playing behind, even though it wasn't for the song you were singing. That's Girls Guda, right? Yeah, the visuals on that song is just super,
Thank you.
And Cyril just identified of all the beautiful things in the video.
What you talk?
Perversion.
Perversion. What you talk?
There's a point where like one of the cows was going to hump on another cow.
Hey, Bossy.
He was able to identify that twice.
I watched that video since 2018. I never noticed that part. Hey, Bossy.
See, I have a critical eye for something.
You so.
Oh man, no, but the visuals on that song is something. It's crisp.
Thank you.
Clear.
Thank you very much.
No wonder it was taken. I mean, look, you can't be the president on this. If you're my president, I'm even taking myself. When I'm doing presentations, I'll take it as well and say,
this is our country. That video there is solid.
Yeah, whoever did the color grading did it very, very well.
Yeah, it's very crisp.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it's good to have you join us. So your celebration was cut short by a cut under your feet, unfortunately.
But be small cut in
cut short.
Yeah, but regardless, what does the season? What does it mean for you? And you being an artist as well, devoid of this pain you're going through, what are other things you plan to do?
I mean, that's one thing Ramadan teaches us. It's about that's when the Islamic calendar begins. So it's pretty much about new beginnings and looking forward towards ahead. So we go through Ramadan, we pray, we fast a lot more than usual. And fasting also has like this health benefits aside even the spiritual aspect of it. So it's it's a rebirth almost, right? So maybe the cats know and the blood that was spilled was some old bad blood we go out. We could look forward towards ahead.
Exactly.
So I'm really I've been very prolific this year with my releases. Since February, I've had almost 3 songs right now. Since February, almost every other month.
You've had 3 songs.
Yeah, 3 songs out. The
3
latest
songs.
3 songs.
You don't want to know what I heard.
Yeah. Oh, what do you hear?
I heard you had 3 songs out.
Hey, Charlie, the permission for here. Yeah, we like say.
So now you see who saw. Now you see who saw the
3
cow.
songs.
Now we know who saw the cow.
You know
I
what?
had 3 songs.
I the address, lady, because if you like.
So when he said it first, I was like, he's since February. He
The
had
more
3
you
songs.
say it, the worse it sounds.
Yes, he said 3 songs.
Well, it just sounds like, okay. No, I didn't hear it right. I didn't hear it right.
I
Okay.
beg you.
Yeah.
3 in music. That's it.
3
I've had 3 music.
3 music every year.
Exactly. I've had 3 music
Had
since
3
February.
songs out.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the latest one being Affairs with Famille and Pure Akan. So I'm trying to continue that momentum of being really every other month, either an EP or a single will be out. Push it. Because I feel like a lot of times we get caught up in our heads about being, which is now we don't have any choice, but about being businessmen than being creatives. Because if you make music, make the music, But sometimes all the other things that surrounds it kind of makes you hold on to the music. And this time I'm not trying to let that limit me. So I'm just, making the best out of whatever situation I'm in and being really prolific. My album also was out last year and I'm still pushing that one too. So it's like I'm being an artist, which is putting out music, performing and doing what artists do. That's the plan for this year. I'm going to be touring too.
Oh,
Later, June, July, I'll be out of the country. I'll be touring.
Okay. I mean, I'm hoping that by then you should be very well healed
Inshallah.
as well to be able to jam and jump on the stage. Now, I don't want to go into too much business on a day like that, but I'm being forced to. Let me just ask you with regards to the kind of music you do and its and how the audience are consuming it. What is it like now? Tell us the true picture, because you do a very different kind of music. It's hip hop, it's traditional, it's got rural elements in there. So in this Afrobeat space we find ourselves in, how are you playing your part?
Yesterday I tweeted that the experimentation going on in Afrobeat is really, really exciting. And for me, hip hop being my main genre that brought me onto the scene, I still do a lot of experimenting. And I categorize my music right now as Afrobeat, because it has elements of Afrobeat in there. Like you said, it has so many elements in there. So I put it under that umbrella because there's so many sub-genres under the Afrobeat umbrella. So for me, I'm being an artist. I'm experimenting. I'm having fun with the process, and I'm just enjoying it because each release has seen a different aspect or side of Kirani Ayat, and each release is gaining me new fans. And I also believe in the power of collaborating. So that's one of my main mission for this year. All the songs, except one that I've released so far, has some collaboration on it. So I really love it, to be honest. I really, really love Afrobeats, Charlie. Yeah.
So, in a very short sentence, if I can say a paragraph where I sound like a comprehension question I'm about to ask, your name, Kirani Ayat, your just your name, where you hail from, the sound of your music, what kind of brand do you represent?
Oh, the traditional African Afrofuturistic fly guy. You know, it's
traditional
African Afrofuturistic fly guy. Yeah, you come, we go take you go the rural area, give you a tour. Then we finish out, we come sit the high-end restaurants chop. We finish out, then we enter the library, we can suggest some books for you. We finish out, then we go house, then we hang out. What I say? So it's not monolithic. You should be as diverse as possible. You know, this lifestyle that you just expressed now is one of the lifestyles that we wish a lot of young people can be able to adapt. Where you still live your roots, you respect your tradition, but of course you flex more. How do you see a lot of youngins who are not able to connect with their roots? Because it's like I'll be glad for me to be able to project my my heritage,
my house name a bit more than the Christian name that I'm given. Dress more African, be more African or Ghanaian, or be more Fanti or Airware, whichever I find myself in. But it's hard for me to do that. Not because, I don't know whether it's through my own faults or it's through maybe me not having interest in my roots, but what keeps you connected to your roots like that and still be fly?
Family. Really.
Okay.
Yeah, family played an important role growing up. And then as I grew older, I had way much more appreciation for it. Like, when our culture be fly, on our traditions and on our ways, the things, how we make our music, our rights, birth rights, funeral rights, all of those things. It's like, it's really fly and it's really interesting. So I was like, but also they love Western culture. Also they love, anime. Also they love fancy cars, then things. I like really designer clothes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be all. Yeah. Because who says just be one thing? I'm going to immerse myself in where I'm from, and I'm also going to immerse myself in what's happening right now, So for me, it was really a conscious decision. Even making music in my native language, right? It was one of the first music I did was I Don't Know You, and it's one of that broke me pretty much. Prior to that, I was just doing music in English, but then the reason why I Don't Know You connected with so many people was it represented a huge number of people coming from where I'm from, and at that time there wasn't really a major representation for them, so they connected with it. And I was like, so there's space for it, there's an audience for it. All has to do with how you package and brand it and present it to them. So I'm going to learn that aspect and make it nice for them so that people just, jump on board. And I feel like for you and for everybody else trying to get into that space, just make that decision to learn. Kakra. Start to learn small, and be like, okay, this is really interesting, and then slowly but gradually go see, you create this appreciation for it, and it'll be something it'll be part of you. Yeah.
And I think for artists that are able to connect with their tradition like that are the ones that really go far. Look at Wiyala. I do recall when Adam even dropped the song Heba.
Yo, that was a moment.
That whole mystery, a bit of euphoria around it was I liked it. And so many artists, Kofi Kinata, who doesn't play with his fancy and his jargons, coming out from the West, he doesn't play with it. Artists that stick to their culture and their roots really go far. It's true. They always have a longevity with their craft.
Yeah, I mean, it may seem like it's taking time. Yeah, it may seem like it's taking time, but then eventually you get the traction that you need.
Culture never expires.
Yeah,
that's difference between culture and a trend.
Yeah.
You can hop on today's trend, but
Charlie, Cyril is on some fire today,
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Culture never expires. No, Ebi, I'm keeping that.
No, it's solid. I mean,
Culture
it's
never
accurate.
expires.
So you buy me lunch.
Yeah, how much?
Will I want? Don't worry. I'll buy
Talking
you
about
lunch.
Cyril, I don't even know why Kirani hasn't allowed us into his home.
Charlie, I know
doesn't
they
make
don't worry
sense.
about that one. I know they will go.
Go enter the.
The guy said, "No, if you run away, they will cross."
What has been the celebration at home like?
The shade.
Oh, for me, to be honest, when I was younger, I enjoyed it more. But because right now, so I'm the first grandson of my grandmother.
Okay.
So as right now, I grew up, everything is like, Ayat, everything, Ayat, you know? So setting up stuff, especially big style, like for slaughter the animal, like that's all me.
It
So
ten work.
Yeah, it ten work.
party
You
ten work.
understand? It ten work. So usually like for set up tents, because people go come house, then things. So yeah, I enjoyed it more when I was younger. Right now, it's like people are like, oh, you don't feel the Christmas in there. You just grew. You don't even say you don't feel the Christmas in there. Yeah, it's one of those things. But it's still very much enjoyable. Family, they come around and with the vibe, the kiddies. It gets overwhelming sometimes. I don't go lie, but you know, everyone won't come your room inside. I'm like, there's nothing in this room. All the kiddies won't can sit. I had him body like that type of thing. So yeah, but it's still fun. It's still fun.
What do we find in your room? What kind of room do you have? Game, clothes?
Bro, because of the kiddies, I low-key they hide the game. You know, I be like, oh no game, because I won't mind if they for just play game mode. Someone they play game, someone they jump on your bed. What is this? Because I have a studio set up to in my room. Someone they try press. I'm like, oh, what's making no delete my session? So it's like so many things. And then the grandkids right now we can't make plenty, so they'll be in the house and yeah, it just gets overwhelming sometimes, Charlie.
Well, anyway, it's overwhelming sometimes, but one thing that will happen here is we'll not be overwhelmed by Kirani Ayat music. If you want to go check him out, it's Kirani Ayat on his socials. Go and check it on the YouTube. He's lined up his videos there. Each video is of extreme quality, beats the other and the other. Brand new EP, he said, is coming out as well, so watch out for it. He's going to be on tour. He just might come to your city out of town. Be ready for him as well, as we are ready for him here. How do you greet again in this season?
Oh, the Barka de Salah.
Barka de Salah.
And then the response is Barka Kadi.
Cyril will do that one. Barka de Salah.
Barka Kadi.
Oh, he was that.